कॉलेज में होते हैं ना तो सोचते हैं कि ओ हम ब्रांड में जाएंगे, एड बनाएंगे, लाइफ सेट है। बट होता तो नहीं है, करनी तो पड़ती है सेल एंड जाना पड़ता है गाँव में, बसों के धक्के भी खाने पड़ते हैं।
What if we could sell 1 crore of Knorr soup in 1 month in Punjab and Haryana? And and it's still till today probably one of those stints where I didn't deliver what I was expected to do. Probably the only one where I didn't deliver as a stint, what I was expected to. So I was very low on confidence. In fact, I wanted to run away. It is probably one of the most played commercials in HUL's history.
Wow.
Okay, it was actually, we aired it in 2015. It was running till maybe last year. Okay,
Wow.
Means it had 8 or 9 years on air. Okay, was my job is to be the Nick Fury of the Avengers. ठीक है, वो हल्क है, उसको पता है क्या करना है, आयरन मैन को पता है क्या करना है, वो कर लेंगे अपना काम, तुम्हें सिर्फ उनको इन चेक रखना है. You have to just make sure they're on the right mission, doing the right things, they're not going crazy. If somebody has a breakdown, you have to make sure you bail them, extract them, take care of them.
Right.
Education is that bridge that helps people move between social strata, right? Unfortunately, education in India is the privilege of a few.
जब हमने MBA किया था ना तो एक रेसिपी होती थी, इंजीनियरिंग कर लो, MBA कर लो, सक्सेसफुल बन जाओ.
I think that the bar for success, unfortunately, is set by social media these days. There is this album called GOAT, Greatest of All Times, and there's an intro there that he shot, and and I absolutely resonate with it where he says कि जिन्हें स्वर्ग जाना उन्हें मरना तो पैना ही है. Like if you want to go to heaven, you have to die.
क्या आपने भी अपना करियर अभी स्टार्ट किया है और यू आर लुकिंग फॉर मेंटरशिप? क्या आप भी एक बड़ी सी कंपनी में एक छोटा सा रोल कर रहे हैं, थोड़े से कॉन्फिडेंट, थोड़े से लॉस्ट? तो ये एपिसोड आपके लिए है. आज हम बात करेंगे करण बागी से, who has spent his formative years at Hindustan Unilever Limited, a company which many of us have dreamed to be part of. From Lakme to Lipton, Sunsilk to Surf, we all know HUL's brands. Karan has led teams, worked in branding, worked in sales, and today वो अपनी entrepreneurship journey में आगे बढ़ चुके हैं. जब मैंने HUL ज्वाइन किया था तब he was the one who helped me navigate such a big organization. और आज ये mentorship का मौका आपको मिलने वाला है इस एपिसोड में. So watch this episode till the end because इसमें बहुत हमने इंटरेस्टिंग बातें करी हैं, बहुत सारी अनियन लेयर्स अनपील करी हैं. So watch till the end, turn the page. Thank you, Karan. Thanks for doing this show and welcome to Turn the Page.
Thank you, Gurneet, and very happy to be here. Very happy to see you start off on a new journey and bringing out stories of people like us to hopefully lakhs of people in the future. I don't know who would want to hear it, but yeah, here goes. Yeah.
No, really nice. So Karan, जब हम MBA कॉलेज में होते हैं ना तो सोचते हैं कि ओ हम ब्रांड में जाएंगे, एड बनाएंगे, लाइफ सेट है. बट होता तो नहीं है, करनी तो पड़ती है सेल एंड जाना पड़ता है गाँव में, बसों के धक्के भी खाने पड़ते हैं. I want to take you back to 2008 and your sales stint. Tell us something about it.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Most people do not do a MBA or don't go to a B school thinking कि अब मैं 42, 43 degree heat में outlet to outlet जाके sale कर रहा हूँ. That's not what is aspirational for most students. But I must admit that was not me. Okay. So then sales was the starting point which I wanted to do as well. So for me, that's how it panned out. In fact, the truth is that I actually had an opportunity to do brand development in Singapore. Okay, so मेरा कोई तो international stint हुआ था and Brazilian boss था and the skip guy was a Filipino and they saw this hardworking Indian boy and they developed a liking. So they wanted to bring me there. So I actually got them to document in my appraisal saying that, we would want Karan to start off here. But since his career wishes are to start off with sales, so, आप उसको sales करवा दो. तो कंपनी ने भी बोला चलो भाई अच्छे से ही करो, फिर करनी है तो, राइट. सो माय फर्स्ट सेल्स जॉब वाज एज द सेल्स मैनेजर फॉर पंजाब एंड हरियाणा. इट वाज 2009 इन HUL, द फर्स्ट 1 year एज अ मैनेजमेंट ट्रेनी स्टिंट. सो 8 to 9 वो किया. 9 के अंदर मैं बहुत, मेरे को सेल्स करनी है, मेरे को सेल्स करनी है कर रहा था. उन्होंने कहा करो फिर. सो आई वाज पुट इन पंजाब एंड आई वाज सुपर हैप्पी. ओके, एंड द रीजन व्हाई आई वाज सुपर हैप्पी वाज बिकॉज if you look at places like Bihar, Odisha, UP, connectivity was a problem, hotels were a problem, language was a problem for me because I couldn't understand that language very, very well. But in Punjab, none of them was a problem. You had great hotels, great connectivity, and the language was very natural to me as well. So I was like, ab kafi maza aayega. And, I joined there in, I think, March or April. And, in just about 15-20 days of me joining, the first cash and carry store opened in Punjab.
Wow.
Okay. So essentially, Walmart wanted to enter India and they entered through a JV with Bharti. So it was a Bharti Walmart JV which continued till 2013. And now, of course, those same Walmart stores, they exist, but today they've become Flipkart wholesale, right? And the intent was for them to make an entry was, can you start servicing general trade, in the country through those cash and carry wholesale. So मेरे पहले महीने में एक खुला. And by the time I went out in 2 years, I think there were 4. So essentially, before that time, the general trade distributor and the team, they were the kings of the market, right? There was a respect associated with it. You could decide a lot of things on your own. People would look at you for different service elements, right? Now, with cash and carry stores opening, there was a direct competition in a manner of speaking that existed for them, for the retailer. So it was great for the retailer because now he had multiple options and he could pick and choose. But for the distributors and the employees, and it wasn't the best thing that happened. And that was a journey. And today, of course, we live in a world where there are multiple channels that converge at general trade. The retailer has many options, but us time pe nahi tha, right? So I was welcomed by the first cash and carry store. And then for 2 years, that's the process I was in, of managing the workforce, the distributors, to making sure that HUL grew well and ahead of market in Punjab and Haryana. And that was my job. And वो start किया. So challenging time, start ही challenge से हुआ था, is the part there.
Yeah. So I mean, I think the best stories are sales stint stories. Many people watching here who are doing sales, I can give it in writing. जब आप 10 साल बाद बैठोगे तो सबसे ज़्यादा मज़ा तब आएगा जब आप अपने डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स की, अपने होलसेलर्स की, कैश एंड कैरी की बातें करोगे. And we have all those nice stories and it's fun. तो आपने बोला चैलेंज बहुत था, है ना? तो और बताओ कि क्या चैलेंज था?
Yeah. No, as I said, the ecosystem changed overnight, right? And the first one opened in Amritsar, then something opened, if I'm not wrong, in Zirakpur. The third one opened in Jalandhar, and then, just kept growing. So just selling was a challenge. Earlier, selling was not tough, right? You were HUL, you represented HUL brands, wo apne aap hi biकते हैं. Your job was to just make sure that the basics were done. You were present at all stores in sufficient depth, and majority of your assortment was present. Basically, right assortment, right store, right depth is what you would call it, and you would have also learned at ITC, right? So that was the job. But then everyday job became tough. Now here was this new guy in town, okay, and iनको भी अपने customers बनाने थे for the right reasons. So what will you do? You'll pick up the SKUs where there is maximum demand, and then you will price them at a very lucrative price point for your customers, which was retailers for them. So automatically जो हमारे सबसे बड़े SKUs थे या packs थे, it became very difficult to sell them. So imagine you can't sell 50% of your portfolio because now there is somebody else who's trying to sell the same. It's a very challenging situation for both the distributors and the teams, right? And as being somebody, and I remember at that point in time, I was probably 24, and we had some 67 distributors, some 40 team members, and about 550, 600 crores of business is what I used to manage. Okay. And this we are talking 2009, right? So all of a sudden, of course it was challenging. Okay. And then I think what happened was, तो ये नहीं बेच सकते थे. So people would come saying कि ये नहीं बेच सकते हैं. तो, my standard response was कि, you all work for HUL. कंपनी ने 1500 SKU बनाए हैं, कुछ और बेचते हैं, चलो, right? So let's figure what we can. And essentially, it kind of got us to work much harder for the growth, right? So even simple things like, say, growth planning, which, every month everybody goes through an exercise to say, in the coming month, what am I going to sell? And
Yeah.
if this is my growth number or my target, what is going to stack up to my target so that I achieve that, right? So essentially 50% of the stack had become quite variable, right? Because you didn't know what
Absolutely.
would happen the following month. So you had to work harder, and you had to develop more avenues of growth. You had to
Yeah.
pick up and grow portfolios that would not be very strategic for, say, a B2B customer like cash and carry. And that's the kind of stuff that the team and me, we
Yeah.
kind of started doing. We got all partners on board. Remember, this wasn't easy. This
Yeah.
wasn't the way people were used to doing it earlier, but this is the way that things needed to be done at now, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think that just changed management during that people. I think three things is what I learned a lot during that period. One was change management. The other one was people management, managing emotions, yet not letting go of performance, because at no point can you, give a get out of jail card on performance. And third, for sure, is growth planning, right? Like, agar ye nahi ho raha, what do you do to make up for it? You always need to have, say, a plan B, plan C, plan D in a case like that, right? So I think these three things is what we started doing, and we picked up and to hustle for every single rupee of sale.
Yeah.
And I think the team also built that culture, in terms of getting differential input. So in those days, I remember I would call up brand managers and show them dreams. Say, ki, what if we could sell 1 crore of Nor soup in 1 month in
Oh
Punjab
my
and Haryana?
God.
And you would take the brand manager on a journey with you. Inko aap MM plan bolte ho,
Yes.
right? Of course, now it's very structured in most organizations,
course.
but wasn't back then, right? If you could partner a brand to grow disproportionately in your area, they were more than happy to. So I think that period also got a lot of agency out of me in picking up these pockets and kind of taking others along and then getting the plan in and then delivering it and then repeating it the next month. So I think the only part that was not good about those 2 years is I put on a lot of weight.
Good Punjabi food, I must say.
Oh, amazing
Yeah.
Punjabi food,
Yeah.
and I remember there was a point in time that my weight crossed 120 kilos. Okay, so I think that if I could, and then of course it took me some time to get it back.
Yeah.
But if there's only one thing that didn't go very well, there was thoda butter chicken kam khana chahiye tha. That's the only part I would do differently about that stint. Yeah.
No, I mean, the best part is that friendships in sales are not just hierarchy or your
Yeah.
work level driven.
Yeah.
You are sitting with your team, you are sitting with your distributors, and you learn from everybody in
Yeah.
sales. And I think that's the beauty of that stint.
Yeah.
So, I mean, amazing.
I there's this incident I will never forget. Okay, and there was this very senior sales officer that we had with us. He's no more, God bless his soul, and he lost somebody in his family, at that point in time, and I was brought up in a very conservative, protected Punjabi family. I'd never been to a funeral. I was probably not even just about 24. I didn't even know what to say to that person at that point in time. Okay, so I avoided the situation. मतलब I पहले 2-3 दिन मैंने उनको कॉल नहीं किया. उसके बाद फिर मुझे लगा कि अब बहुत देर हो गई है. अब कॉल करूँगा तो आफ्टर थॉट ही लगेगा. And then it just became awkward. Okay, and then in sales you have this concept of monthly meeting, JC meeting, and when I met him at the JC meeting, I didn't even travel to his territory during that period because after you miss the first 2-3 days, it just felt very awkward. I met him at the meeting, and I sat him down and I apologized profusely to him because I was feeling really guilty about it. And I told him, I said, look, I'm sorry. Okay, I just didn't know how to react, and I've never done this before. And he told me, he was very forgiving. He told me this one thing. He said, look, I am 56. My elder daughter is your age. Okay, so he says, I know what you're saying. He said, but remember, for me, you are not just my boss. I was his skip,
Right.
You are my sales manager. I look up to you and I expect these things from you. Okay, so while you are sorry, I understand that. But remember from now on that you're not just, a 23, 24-year-old boy.
Absolutely.
You have expectations that ride with what you do. And it stayed with me till today. And
No,
yeah.
it's beautiful. And HUL, we both have had the privilege of working for that organization, gives you that responsibility right? They give you power, and then you have to live up to that. So I
Yeah.
think that's a beautiful learning point, I must say. करण, आज से लगभग 10 साल पहले आपको वन ऑफ इंडियाज बिगेस्ट ब्रांड्स सर्फ एक्सेल का ब्रांड मैनेजर बनाया गया था.
Yeah.
If my memory serves me right, you would have been given a 2000 crore roughly का mandate कि चलो अभी ब्रांड चलाओ. तो HL में हम ये चीज़ बोलते हैं, अ गुड ब्रांड मैनेजर इज द वन जो जितने करोड़ का दिया है उतने करोड़ पे आपको वापस कर दे ब्रांड, राइट? बिकॉज ब्रिलियंट फॉलो ब्रिलियंट बेसिक्स एंड मेंटेन व्हाट वी हैव गिवन यू.
Yeah, plus market growth. मतलब
market
जितने का
growth.
दिया plus market growth होता है. Yeah.
A great brand manager takes it to another level.
Yeah.
You were that great brand manager. 2000 crore went up to 6000 crore if I'm not wrong, and today it's a $1 billion plus brand of the country.
Yeah.
डर लगा था कि इतनी बड़ी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दे दी गई है.
Yeah. नहीं, वो 2000 6000 बाद में हुआ था, but yeah, 4000 4200 in that 4-year period. Of course, डर तो लगा ही था. In fact, there's a bit of a backstory, right? Before moving to Surf Excel, I was the brand manager of this brand called Pepsodent. Okay, so it was a lovely, enduring brand. Used to be the darling of everyone's eyes from 1997 to 2004. It was golden years of Pepsodent. The brand grew some 1400 bips of market share in that period, and the brand wasn't doing well. It was in the doldrums, and I was given the responsibility of working on it. And there was a very large relaunch planned in 2012, and उसके लिए मेरे को लाया गया था. It didn't go very well, and it's still till today probably one of those stints where I didn't deliver what I was expected to do. Probably the only one where I didn't deliver as a stint, what I was expected to. So I was very low on confidence. In fact, I wanted to run away. Okay, I don't think even you know. Okay, but I had decided कि यार ये तो massive failure हो गया है, and I think I should just take a break. Okay, and I didn't want to take a break because मेरे को break चाहिए था. I think I just want to run away from the situation. Okay, because I'm very unsure on what it'll do to my career, etc. So I decided. I convinced my wife कि ना दोनों वर्ल्ड टूर पे चलते हैं, ठीक है, एंड 6 महीने लगा के आते हैं, एंड by the time I come the company will find me a new job, and hopefully I'll land into some other job, because up to that time I'd done reasonably well by HUL standards, right? And so that was the plan. And outside of my wife, my parents, probably 2 people knew it, right? And I get a call from Priya's office one day, and I'm asked. Priya is Priya Nair. She's now the president of beauty and personal care, for Unilever. And I got a call from her office saying, Priya wants to meet you. So one of my very close friends used to report to Priya. तो मेरे को सच्ची में लगा कि उसने बोल दिया है कि ये देखो बेवकूफ क्या करने लगा है, इसको काउंसिल करो. So I thought she's calling me to counsel me over lunch or some conversation, and she calls me in and she tells me that, hey, Ashwath is going to move and we are looking for a new marketing manager for Surf Excel, and I think you'll be great at that job. So and inside I thought कि counseling होगी, and यहाँ पे they probably gave everybody's dream job and they offered it to me.
Absolutely.
So I stood up, I shook her hands, and I said, look, you will not regret it. This will be the best decision you ever make. And confidence बाहर से तो दिखाया, but अंदर से तो डर ही लग रहा था, right? And because Surf Excel was this beautiful 2000 crore brand, and just that everything about that brand is so beautiful, right? Like if you think about that brand, what is that brand, right? It's got a product which is detergent. आप detergent को different format में बेचते हो, या powder बेचते हो, या bar बेचते हो, या liquid बेचते हो, अब pods भी बेचते हो. It's all different formats in which you deliver cleaning to the consumer, right? The Surf Excel products are just outstanding, right? They are the best formulated products. They clean all types of stains. Consumers love the product, and so on and so forth. And what's more is there could be others that do it, and probably there are others that try to do it. But you deliver this messaging to consumers in advertising of Daag Achhi Hai. So advertising or proposition is that wrapper around the brand that makes it memorable.
Absolutely.
Right? आजकल हम unboxing experiences की बात करते हैं कि जी, but आपको नहीं पता आपको मिलेगा क्या, बट उसकी एस्पिरेशन बाहर से आपको क्या लगता है अबाउट द ब्रांड, उससे आपको फील होती है, राइट? दैट इज व्हाट पोजिशनिंग इज व्हाट यू वांट योर ब्रांड टू स्टैंड इन द माइंड्स ऑफ द कंज्यूमर, राइट? एंड एडवर्टाइजिंग इज व्हाट बिल्ड्स दैट पोजिशनिंग फॉर कंज्यूमर. सो इफ यू थिंक अबाउट सर्फ एक्सेल का एडवर्टाइजिंग, वो बोलते यही है कि आपको डिटर्जेंट मिलेगा, बहुत अच्छे कपड़े साफ करेगा, बट इट्स डिलीवर्ड इन दिस होल proposition of दाग अच्छे हैं. And so it's this beautiful memorable brand that everybody loved, right? But not too many were buying. While 2,000 crores doesn't seem like a small number, there were two brands that were larger than Surf Excel at that point in time. So while Surf Excel had the highest equity, it was not the most bought brand, right? And I must admit, when we say brands, I was managing the business in India, used to make a lot of P&L decisions. But of course, there were a lot of other people also who were working on the brand. Somebody would work on research and design products. Somebody would work on the advertising. My own team that worked on different parts. Right. I had a boss who I reported to. She took care of the larger portfolio, right? So but the opportunity was very clear, saying, "Itna badhiya equity hai. Can you translate this equity into far more purchases and really grow the brand," right? And that's what the opportunity was. To this day, I absolutely love the brand. I think there are some nuances about the brand that most people don't know. So it was my dream job, and it was just handed over to me. Surf Excel is a brand. Everyone looks at it and you think, हाँ ये बच्चा कुछ करता है और गंदा होके आता है. But here is the backstory, right? If you always look at a Surf Excel kid getting dirty, he or she is always getting dirty in the act of doing good.
Yeah.
Why? Okay, because Indian parents, if kids get dirty just like that, they think kids are irresponsible, right? But if kids get dirty in the act of doing something nice, then it is a moment of pride for the parents, right? All parents love to tell stories about their kids, right, which makes them feel proud. Okay, if you could link back dirt in one of those stories of pride, that's what makes it memorable, because when you look at that story, you look at that kid, you wouldn't mind if that was your kid, because he was doing something really nice, he or she, and getting dirty in the act of doing so, right? In fact, there was this very, very large study done, which eventually came back to 6 things, saying that there are these 6 qualities or 6 acts that if the kid is doing, women just love the brand, which was overt expression of love, कि आप किसी के लिए love दिखाना चाहते हो, उसमें आप dirty हो गए. Loyalty, sacrifice, courage, and I think there were 2 more, right? Empathy was one, and there was the 6th one, which I'm, forgetting off the bat, right?
Beautiful.
But all of Surf Excel stories are told in this context and kind of play back to one of these 6 values, right? You talk about Puddle Wars. Okay, what happened? He wanted to show love for his sister. He wanted to care for her, right? So he goes down, starts punching the puddle, right? If you see my favorite Surf Excel ad, which was Rosie Miss, which is when he becomes
amazing. Beautiful.
If you see, he is just, when he sees, there is a switch that flips when he sees his teacher who's sad. It was empathy that got triggered, and then he acted like a dog, and he did what he had to, right? So I think there is just that Surf Excel was so iconic because of these stories and the memory structures that these stories have built. But the brand wasn't bought a lot, and that's what the mandate I had, and I was super, super privileged to get that opportunity, especially coming off the back of what had happened. So till date, I thank Priya for taking that chance on me.
Absolutely. I think हीरे को तराशने से पहले हीरे को खोजना पड़ता है. So I think Priya Nair did that job really well to find you and give you the right job.
हीरा तो था ही. No, I just joking.
So I mean, I want to double click on this Surf Excel story from your point of view, Karan. So they were intelligent and very, very able leaders who were sitting before you and also came after you. And as you mentioned, there were different teams working on the brand, right? But if I had to ask you, as a person who is coming and trying to understand the brand, with, of course, at back of your mind, you have failure or a recent failure in Pepsodent stint. What do you think was your big contribution, after settling in the role? As an individual who was working on the brand, what was your contribution?
Sure. You know, we all stand on the shoulders of giants, is how we used to say that. And if you think about building large brands, is very different from building a 0 to 1 brand. Large brand में क्या होता है, ठीक है? Think of it like building a wall, right? आप आते हो, आप उसके ऊपर वॉल पे 1-2 ब्रिक्स लगा के चल जाते हो. अगर आपका स्टिंट अच्छा नहीं होगा, मे बी 1-2 गिर जाएंगी, बट द वॉल विल स्टिल रिमेन, इट विल बी अ हाई वॉल. इफ यू आर वेरी गुड, you'll maybe put 3 or 4 layers of bricks during the time you're there, and you'll keep building a wall. Wall here, metaphorically, I'm using as a moat, which is what we
Yes,
refer to,
absolutely.
in business, right? Managing large brands is like that, right? You inherit something and then you leave it better, hopefully,
Yeah.
when you leave it. Surf Excel had some amazing people in the 40, 50, 60 year history that the brand had. I was just a very, very, very small part of it. Just to what most people don't know, Mr. Sudhir Sitapati, who's the CEO and chairman of GCPL, also worked on the brand as a brand manager. In fact, this whole construct of the 6 values that I mentioned is something that he came up with during his work in his much younger days. And so those were the kind of people that had come before. So I would be stupid to think ki, I was different, or no, absolutely not. There was a strategy that existed before that, which was that नहीं बनना है हमको सबसे बड़ा brand. We want to be this really aspirational, really premium. Small honge, but we'll be very profitable and very aspirational, very loved, right? That was the strategy, but it got to a point where we said that, hey, let us explode this. Let us get to a place where we are acquiring a lot of users, right? It wasn't something I thought of. I was just playing my part in the strategy, and my part was to bring that strategy alive in India through the best decisions on pricing, product, pack sizes, media, promotion across different parts of the country, across the portfolio I was managing, which was essentially all of Surf Excel at that point in time. Right? So the decision to say, ab humko scale up karna hai, penetration was already made.
Yes.
And I just had to figure out how. So it was that one line brief saying, market leadership pe jana hai humko kuch time mein. This is a variant that we are going to price down and be affordable to and be aspirational to. But now you figure out kya karna hai, right?
Affordable and aspirational in the same
At
breath.
the same time.
Exactly.
At the same time. And
Yeah.
that's a very nuanced pick that you did. And, maybe we'll talk about it sometime as we move forward. But I think the part for me, so walking in, there were expectations. There was a strategic decision that had been made. हम बन गए थे मार्केट लीडर 3-4 साल बाद एक्सेल पे. अब किसी को आगे डिलीवर करना था, राइट?
So मतलब आपके टाइम पे भी एक्सेल पे तो बन जाते थे, फिर काम करना पड़ता था.
Yeah, एकदम. मतलब all plans start off with an Excel or a Word doc or a PowerPoint, and it's much easier till it's there. Till you have to deliver it. That's where it really matters. So, but I think if I look back, one of the things that I feel very proud and happy about is the 10 rupee interventions. So. Everywhere you looked, every large category has an access pack. So in the case of Surf Excel, people loved it. Even if you go to a lower SEC household, that lady would say, "Kya ye bahut badhiya brand hai." In fact, if you think about it, the category is called surf.
Absolutely.
Right? The brand is Surf Excel, but if you go to parts of the country, they'll say, "Acha, wheel surf dena, mere ko ghadi surf dena."
Xerox.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't have the same fate as Xerox. It will
I'm
not.
sure it won't.
Yeah. But the category was called surf. So the awareness, the aspiration for the brand was sky high. But if you spoke to people, they said कि ये तो अमीरों का ब्रांड है, ये तो मेरे लिए है नहीं जी. हाँ जी है, ये तो शहर वाले लोग यूज करते हैं.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you had to build a sense of relevance, जिसको बोलते हैं, या it is for me, for everybody.
As well. Yeah.
As well. Yeah. And that's what we did. So there was this pack जो हमने कहीं bury किया हुआ था, चलता था, बहुत ही हल्का कहीं पे था, which was this Easy Wash 10. It always existed, did a little bit in East, didn't exist in any other part of the world. And, it seemed like the logical pack to take a bet on. And, and we made this one plan and said, isko all India roll out kar denge. Okay. And the fact that, remember, now think it's very easy to say usko all India roll out kar denge, but remember just structurally as a business person, Of course, this doesn't make the same margin as the rest of the portfolio,
Yes.
right? So if the portfolio margin was X, this would probably be X minus 1,500, 2,000, whatever that point is.
Yeah.
When I say 1,500 or 2,000, that's 15% or 20%. So so if you had to sell this, you also had to sell more at the top, so
Absolutely.
that as a brand, your profitability stayed
Taken
protected.
care
You
of.
could not erode profitability, for top line. That's not the business that any branded FMCG companies does or even likes, right? So A, it had to come with a lot of action at the top, and B, that was the punt we took. We said, यार इसको पकड़ते हैं, ठीक है, aspiration है, access build करना है, okay, let's pick this up and let's slowly scale this up across the country, and पहले हमने लॉन्च कर दिया. Then we thought कि अच्छा अब लोगों को बताते हैं इसके बारे में. So we had to make some piece of communication. So we built this one piece of communication in 2015 January. Is when I remember I'd written the brief and the agency started working on it. And I think we went on air in March or April 2015. Okay, which was this easy wash sabji mandi commercial, which is that 10 rupee note keeps flying across, and and the kid goes to get it and gets dirty in the act of doing so. So it is probably one of the most played commercials in HUL's history.
Wow.
Okay, it was actually, we aired it in 2015. It was running till maybe last year. Okay,
Wow.
means it had 8 or 9 years on air. Okay,
Wow.
If I look back, I think just that piece of comms and the impact that it had in bridging this aspiration and access is something that I was a part of, and I did probably influence it a bit, and so that's what I look back, and I think that really helped. Of course, then we had to do a lot at the top to make sure कि जो margin जा रहा था वो वापस भी आए. But yeah, that's the long and short of what was memorable about that time.
So I think the message that I am taking away from here is rigor is very important.
Yeah.
Cutting India and seeing, what will work where, what are the consumer aspirations, and then having, sitting down and forming a strategy, a vision, which then you take people along and, really see it to fruition. So
Yeah.
I think that's the message I'm taking from this.
Yeah. In fact, Gurdeep, it is even more important when you're managing or building for the middle class India, right?
Absolutely.
Going out, speaking to hundreds of people of your TG and being able to shed your own biases कि आप कैसे सोचते हो, because आपको literally immerse करना होता है अपने आप को TG के अंदर, and you have to think from that perspective. Only then are you able to take the right decisions and build out what is needed that the TG loves, and it grows with that target audience,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If you ask me, one of my biggest learnings from Surf Excel was building for two Indias,
Yeah.
the mass and the premium together.
At the same time.
At the same time.
Absolutely.
And ये बहुत अलग-अलग games हैं
हाँ,
दोनों. Yeah.
बिल्कुल. So Karan, you mentioned about making the brand for two Indias. And yes, India, while is one, but there are different aspects of this India. इसके बारे में बताओ. What do you mean by that?
Sure. Mass and the premium end of the consumers are very different, right? A lot of times when you are making products for different types, आप सोचते हो कि mass को आपको value और affordability देना है. No. Both sides you have to sell aspiration. The mass audience or the mass consumer is buying a 10 rupee pack or a cheaper detergent or a cheaper product for anything. But in their mind, it is the best at that price point, right?
Yeah.
They're still buying the best for them, okay? But the best what is affordable, right?
Yeah.
But if you're not the best, you will not get bought. Because
Yeah.
for you to get bought, you first need to prove that you're the best, and that you have to be aspirational, right? For most categories, remember, consumers buy one product or one brand. They buy only who's the best. They don't
Yes.
buy the second.
Yeah.
For the most part, right? Like,
Yeah.
of course, there will be infrequent users, blah,
Absolutely.
blah. I won't go into the marketing theory of that, right? So first, managing aspiration with affordability, is one.
Yeah.
And second, as I mentioned in the previous one, hota kya hai? The people deciding or making decisions for brands are not their TG.
Absolutely.
Shedding off your own biases and thinking through that TG is what is important. And So I think a mix of these two is very, very different, right? Like, so is the premium audience is able to afford stuff, right? So
Yeah.
if you tell them something that's uniquely interesting, वो बोलेंगे हाँ एकदम try करते हैं, because remember that money doesn't mean so much for them.
Yeah.
But the person who is, say, a SEC, B, C, D, is really appraising that choice a lot,
Yeah.
because
absolutely.
she is making a conscious choice on where she's spending the money,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What I realized was that that choice is not being made in where she's spending on her detergent, but where she's spending in life. And there was this one time where I was in Nagpur or Nasik, and at a very tier 2 town, ahead of that market, we had to travel 2-3 hours to get to that town. And इस मार्केट में कोई भी हमारा ₹10 नहीं खरीद रहा था, ये जिसके पीछे हमने इतनी मेहनत की थी, right? So I was there and asking people questions about why were they not buying. Just simple marketing research strategy होते हैं, keep asking why.
Right.
And of course over a period of time you uncover what the real reason for that person taking that action was. So I was going through that process with a lady, and she was like, नहीं मैंने ऐड तो देखी बट नहीं खरीदा. मैंने कहा क्यों नहीं खरीदा? अच्छा नहीं लगा? नहीं बड़ा अच्छा लगा जी, बहुत अच्छी ऐड थी. अच्छा प्रोडक्ट नहीं अच्छा? नहीं बहुत अच्छा है, हमारे आसपास सब यूज करते हैं, बहुत अच्छी बातें बोलते हैं. Okay, then I kept pushing her, saying, why did you not buy? Till she finally told me, she said, look sir, आपका ना प्रोडक्ट 10 रुपए का है, ठीक है. शी सेड मेरे पास है नहीं 10 रुपए. शी सेड और अगर होते भी तो ना मैं हर रोज सब्जी लेने जाती हूँ, एंड आई बाय ग्रोसरीज फॉर माई हाउस होल्ड. आई हैव टू वॉक ऑलमोस्ट 1.5 to 2 kilometers carrying the bags every day. Okay, I don't spend 10 rupees on a shared auto to get back. She said, even if I had the extra $10, I would first spend it in getting that ride back home, or not on your detergent, right? And I felt so small, because for me, I used to spend most of my waking hours on this problem. So it was a very big problem for me. I never valued 10 rupees enough. And here was a consumer who just was very, it taught me a lot of things, that how the mass consumer or the SEC, BCD consumers would tend to think very differently than what you would.
Yeah.
And because this person is appraising you so many times and not just evaluating you in isolation or your category in isolation, comparing the
Absolutely.
fact that she has to spend money here after foregoing spends on certain other things,
Yeah.
there is just a much higher bar to getting bought. So you have to just be very honest and authentic. And you just have to be truthful when you're marketing to that TG. Yeah.
And fundamentally marketing AC दफ्तरों में बैठ के नहीं हो सकती. You
बिल्कुल.
have to go sit with the TG and understand क्या है, and there is no shame in doing that.
Yeah.
And that's how all of us have learned. And that's where the real insight will come, not by asking maybe the whys, but just observing them and just seeing and empathizing with them a bit more.
Yeah.
So Karan, surf was a great story. It's a great success for you. And then you shifted gears.
Yeah.
And you said कि अब मुझे e-commerce करना है. And of course, you were the star at HUL. You took up something from marketing and came to sales, doing something which was very, very new. And not many people, even in the company, knew how to kind of scale it. You were given the mandate to grow e-commerce, to build for the future, as well as to build a huge team which will be future fit. What went behind it?
I think for me, by this time, I'd done 5-6 years of brand building and marketing, and it was all very fulfilling. And but I could clearly see two things. I could see that digital is going to change the way that consumers buy, and there were two things. Either you could be at the forefront of it, or you could kind of look at it from the sidelines and wish it away, right? Today it just seems कि ऐसी चीजें होती हैं कि सब कुछ Instagram पे ही देख के भी you buy, but that wasn't the case when you looked at it 5-6 years back, right? People were thinking very differently, buying very differently. What was shaping consumer perceptions was very different, and digital was just a wave that was, just picking up by that point in time. So I realized that if I have to be a business builder in this country, for the next 20-25 years, I have to be first on that wave. And I wanted to make a conscious shift on operating at the forefront or whatever HUL could allow at that point in time. You can tell me, why did you not go work for Amazon or work for Flipkart? Is because I didn't want to work for them. I want to work, sell consumer brands, within that construct. And I raised my hand to run that business for HUL, and they were nice enough to give me that job. And then followed 4 years of pure delight, joy. Every day things were different. It was a very different experience. Yeah.
So Karan, I was privileged to be part of your team, and हमारी e-commerce team ना अलग नज़र आती थी. सब बहुत यूनिक थे.
Yeah.
बट सबका मिशन विजन एक ही था कि ग्रो करना है, मिलके ग्रो करना है.
Yeah.
You pick up anybody from the key account team or the shopper marketing team or even the finance team, we all had a very common vision. You picked that team, you built that team who gave 120% of what they were supposed to do in their respective roles. What went behind in picking that team and nurturing that team and growing that team?
Gurneet, earlier in the podcast, you only said कि हीरे तो थे सिर्फ identify कर रहे होते. Like, all of you guys are very good, but look, there are two parts to it, right? I think e-commerce in itself was in a growth trajectory, right? Now, you wanted to bring in people who were not traditional minded, because in a traditional FMCG mindset, you would not want to leave a large brand or a large channel and go work for a small business, right? When in 2018, e-commerce was 300 crores. Now 300 crores seems a lot, but if you look at it in the relative context of HUL, it was nothing. Now I think it would be 4,000, 5,000 crores at the minimum. Okay, but very small back in the day.
Yeah.
So you wanted to bring in a bunch of people who wanted to do this, right?
Yeah.
Who were seeing things in a similar way, saying, "Hey, I want to, be a part of this fast-growing business, and I want to break things, do things." Who were a bit renegade in their mindset, right?
Yeah.
And जब आप ऐसे लोग hire करो, then the worst thing you can do is tell them what to do.
Right.
Like, you have to unleash them.
Yes.
Okay, but with boundaries. You can't let people go absolutely crazy. You just need to manage them, right?
Yeah.
So the way I, at least in those days, thought about my job was, and I think I used to say it was, my job is to be the Nick Fury of the Avengers. ठीक है, वो हल्क है, उसको पता है क्या करना है, आयरन मैन को पता है क्या करना है, वो कर लेंगे अपना काम, तुम्हें सिर्फ उनको in check रखना है. You have to just make sure they're on the right mission, doing the right things, they're not going crazy. If somebody has a breakdown, you have to make sure you bail them, extract them, take care of them.
Right.
And of course, from time to time, there were times when things would not go as per plan, to back them, push them, maybe at some times bring out possibilities that somebody might not have thought, because and you could think not because you were smarter, but you just had more gray hair. Okay, so I think that's the part that I had, and those were good days. But to be fair, e-commerce would have grown on its own as well, right? Because the retailers were acquiring customers at a pace, because they had growth aspirations of their own. But remember, customers come to platforms to buy brands. You don't go to Amazon to buy something that you've not heard of. For the most part, there might be some categories, झाड़ू खरीदना है, कुछ, बर्तन खरीदना है. Sure, you might not care that much about the brand that you buy, but you would care about the phone that you buy, the brand of phone that you buy, the brand of shampoo that you buy, and so many different things, right? So brands had a very large and still have a very, very large role to play in the growth of these businesses. So partnering and seeing these businesses right at an early stage, navigating this acquisition journey, then retention journey with them, navigating a plethora of D2C brands that came in. Some of them became very successful at our expense, I would say. But also on a lot of other categories, us navigating to places where the share on e-commerce was much higher than the share offline,
Absolutely.
right? Which meant fundamentally this became tailwinds for even shares for the business.
Yeah.
Doing it in a manner that was profitable. I think so that was very good. It was set up for success.
Yeah.
I think just putting the right bunch in, working with the right bunch, just kind of cemented it. And of course, now they're doing much better and much bigger things.
तो करण, हीरे तो लाने पड़ते हैं ना, अलग अलग जगह पे बैठे थे. And as you rightly mentioned, HUL is a company which was GT first, and of course GT plus MT first then. And you would have gone out finding the right set of people. What went behind the scenes to really get that right mix in your team? Because our listeners watching this want to know ki once once a leader is hiring to build this new team which is going to unlock future revenue, what is that leader thinking?
Sure, sure. I can tell you what I was thinking, okay, because the onus of building the team was solely on me. And to be honest with you, there were no. You could hire people from outside. You could internally get people in. There was no restrictions on what you could do. We had a TA team of our own, and we were given a blank check to get people in, so to say, right? Essentially, Gurneet, I believe. In fact, I don't believe, but there is a early 2000 study by Harvard, or it was published in the HBR. It was published in the HBR. I don't know if the Harvard guys
Yeah.
did it, okay, which is on hiring philosophy and team dynamics, which was, so essentially what it says is, it says that people are of three types, okay? There are givers, takers, and balancers. Givers are people who want to give. They are happy doing more than their fair share for a particular cause, a commitment, or a team. So they are the ones who input a lot more than the others.
Yeah.
Takers are people who look at a situation and say, "Isme mera kya fayda hai?" And they will extract that value for them, and they won't care so much about the cause, the team, etc. And then most people, however, are balancers, which is they will behave with the other person the way they feel that the other person is behaving with them. So if I'm a balancer and a giver, is working with me, I'll act like a giver with him. I'll also go over what I'm supposed to do and do stuff for the
Yeah.
other person. If I'm working with a taker, I'll look at him and I'll say, "Ki yaar, ye to matlabi sa hai. Maybe I won't,
Yeah.
kind of do more than what I'm expected to do. I'll just, because I don't want to be the idiot in the relationship, right?" So essentially, that's what it says. Ki teen alag-alag type ke role hote hain. Now this is where it gets interesting. In any team, the balancers will always be the majority. So imagine if you have a team and say 40% or 50% are balancers,
Yeah.
right? But if you have a team of 40% takers, these balancers will start behaving like takers, and it will become a very mercenary,
Yeah.
not committed or single point focused team. Versus if you have a bunch of givers, then people see कि हाँ सभी ज़्यादा कर रहे हैं तो मैं भी ज़्यादा करता हूँ. They are not selfish. Let me
Right.
also not be selfish.
Yeah.
And the cause the organization starts taking more of a front seat than them as individuals, right?
Yeah.
So the if you have more givers, the team starts behaving like a giver.
Yeah.
So essentially, the mantra or the recruitment template then and even now, at the current company, is the same, which is whenever at least I try and meet someone, I just try and assess. Of course, assuming they're competent. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
If they're competent, are they likely to be a giver or a taker? If they're likely to be a giver, that's what seals the deal for me. So, agar if दो लोग हैं 19-21 हैं, right? I'll pick a 19 giver than a 21 taker
Yeah.
any day, right?
Yeah.
So if there is that, if you can see that, and you can't
And वो
hide
पता
it.
चल जाता है.
बिल्कुल, exactly.
वो
You
पता
can't
लग
hide
जाता
it.
है.
Yeah.
Right,
In interactions, you can come to know,
Yeah,
how is this person. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So-
That's a brilliant framework. Karan, हमने बात करी of all the good things. Surf से लेके आपका sales stint, e-commerce stint. But fail तो आप भी हुए होगे. तो अब उसकी बात करते हैं.
Yeah. Sure. Like, I don't think about success and failure separately any longer. I must admit there was a point in time I did. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think over a period of time, I've realized to do two things, and I tell this to everybody, and these two things I absolutely practice every single day. One is of not taking yourself too seriously. आप जब सक्सेसफुल भी थे, you were the same person. जब आप फेल भी हो रहे हो, you are the same person. Okay, in fact, I just absolutely loved this Roger Federer speech recently where he spoke about on how the greatest tennis, in my books, he is the greatest tennis player of all times.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and while I know Djokovic has won more Grand Slams, and he's and of course people say stuff about Bjorn Borg and about Serena, but in my mind, he's the greatest to ever do it. And he said that somebody like him won 54% of all of his points.
Yeah.
54%. That's
Yeah.
8% more than the points that he lost. doesn't feel like such a big difference. तो आप हर दूसरा point हार रहे हो, ठीक है?
Right.
तो आप फिर भी बन गए greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Okay, so it just means that your ability on what you do after that you lose that point is what really matters, right? Because you are going to lose, say, 1 out of 2 points in his case. In somebody else's case might be 20-25% of all things that you do. So I think this whole thing of not taking yourself too seriously. And I think the second thing which I feel is what Diljit says, if there are any Diljit fans, and there are lots considering what happened to his concert tickets recently.
Absolutely.
There is this album called GOAT, Greatest of All Time, and there's an intro there that he shot, and I absolutely resonate with it where he says कि जिन्हें स्वर्ग जाना उन्हें मरना तो पैना ही है. Like if you want to go to heaven, you have to die, right? Like मेहनत कोई और कर ले, स्वर्ग कोई और चल जाए, that's not possible, which means it's not possible that somebody else does the work, but you get all the reward for it. So if you want the reward, you have to put in the work, right?
Yes.
So I think just marrying yourself to the work and not so much the output, okay, is what is the big shift that's happened with me. Failure hai, matlab you kind of especially in this new startup journey, right? Like there is a fair bit of failure we see every single month here. So ab to normalize hi ho gaya bilkul. Like as I now have the conviction that if you keep putting in the work in the right direction, like you can't be working in the wrong direction. As long as your direction is right, you're putting in the work, you will get somewhere, and that somewhere is going to be good.
Good. It's said, no, he who never tries never fails.
Yeah.
Right, and never succeeds either.
Yeah.
So I think totally I resonate with you. हमें ना अपने आप को कुछ ज़्यादा ही importance देने की आदत पड़ी हुई है. And I think taking ourselves lightly and putting in the effort, कर्म कर फल की चिंता मत कर, as they say, is very very important. Karan, इतना successful career in the dream company of many people who are watching this show, Hindustan Unilever, and many successful brand stints, many successful sales stint, and you left it all to follow your passion, to follow your calling. And we are sitting here at Altera Institute's beautiful campus and doing this show. It gives me immense pride. But what made you make this switch?
Yeah. Look, I absolutely love and adore HUL. It's a great company, and for anyone watching, it's an absolutely outstanding place to start your career, end your career, anything. Like it's just a lovely company to join and be a part of. I would not, everything I am today, a lot of what I am today is because of what I learned there, and I wouldn't change anything about that journey. I don't think I was that successful. I was doing, reasonably well, much more than what I'd ever thought, right? Like, but that company gave me a pathway to achieving my dreams. Very meritocratic and professional organization, and also builds you into leaders, right? It gives you the confidence to do other stuff. And for me, I think there were two things, Gurneet. I come from a middle class family. We were middle class. When we started, we were middle class. In fact, I remember the first time that I came to Delhi for a longish period of time was maybe 2000. My dad was in the army, so we would keep moving around. And Ansal Plaza hota tha 2000 mein. That was the go-to mall, in India, right? And I used to play basketball in those days, right? And you'd only seen brands like Adidas, Nike, Reebok. They were very aspirational. Allen Iverson used to be, doing Reebok in those days. And it was the most aspirational thing to own for any basketball player. And I would go to Ansal Plaza and see all these showrooms, but we could never afford it. Okay, right? There would be a sale period, jab, end of year mein lagti thi, tab shayad koi t-shirt aap le lo, but joote to le hi nahi sakte the. So my only aspiration was to say कि किसी दिन मैं जाऊंगा Nike के स्टोर में बिना सेल के,
बिना प्राइस टैग देखे,
बिना सेल के मैं शूज खरीद के आऊंगा, which I think you hit at a particular point in time. I think once you hit that, then you're like, okay, what am I doing with the rest of my life? And for me, the thing that managed to make that transition from that to feeling more confident about myself was just education. If I didn't have the education, I wouldn't get the opportunity to work at HUL. I wouldn't get all of the other opportunities after that. Education is that bridge that helps people move between social strata, right? Unfortunately, education in India is the privilege of a few. You went to a great institute yourself, and while all of us don't realize it, but every year, and let's just take MBA for a minute. हर साल 300 to 400,000 people write the CAT. There is in probably half the number or an equal number that don't write it because somewhere in the preparation journey उनका confidence टूट जाता है. But safe to say that 400,000 to 500,000 kids in this country want to do a MBA every year. How many of them end up going to a great institute is probably not more than 15, 20,000.
Yeah.
The quality of education in all of the others is very, very poor. And you end up spending so much money on it, right? And you know that that is a single thing that changes your life. By the way, the same is also true for undergrad education.
Yes.
Okay, that education, which is the single bridge for people to do better in life, the quality was so poor, and and I could see it. Having been the benefactor of high quality education, I wanted to do something that allowed many more kids access to it, and I would have done something in education for sure. I was doing stuff in education even earlier. I used to teach across B schools to make business education more aspirational and inspiring. हम जिस तरीके से B school में पढ़े थे, मजा नहीं आता था. Like लगता था ये तो काफी theoretical है.
Yeah.
But when I went to work at HUL, I realized that business is so much fun.
Yeah.
So I tried to bring a lot of that back to B schools, taught across a few. And I would have done education at some stage for sure. But I think I had done reasonably well, and it had given me confidence, and I could, use this to either hold me back or give the confidence कि ये भी हो जाएगा.
Yeah.
ठीक है कि so I kind of just got conviction. I always had conviction on education, and there was this idea, and the idea very clearly was on e-commerce and on Surf Excel, it was very clear that businesses are moving online, consumer aspirations are being influenced by what they see online.
Yeah.
But हमको talent ही नहीं मिलता था. As you said, company like HUL, we would struggle to get talent.
Yeah.
आता ही नहीं था लोगों को. Like people wouldn't understand basic growth frameworks.
Yeah.
कि जी P&L कैसे देखना होता है. Very basic stuff people wouldn't know. People wouldn't know contribution margin होता क्या है, right?
Yeah.
Now it got us thinking कि ये क्यों नहीं पता है? Because these are all kids from IIMs and top institutes.
Yeah.
Because you would only look at them for a particular level at HUL, and the whole thing was that there was no education for it. So we could see that there was these in-demand skills that there was no education for. Okay, so that was the large problem statement that we could see. So we first saw कि ये gap है. Then we saw ये जिस तरीके से बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं, मतलब memorable तो नहीं है. Effective कितना है पता नहीं, right? And when I could go back, I could also see that what percentage of my FMS education was I using at HUL? Matlab it would be 10%, 15%. Okay, in fact, if you think about it, almost all large companies hire people from great business schools and run them through a 1-year, 15-month management training
पढ़ाई
program.
के बाद फिर पढ़ाई होती है.
Why? Because essentially you are saying कि जो वो सीख के आए हैं building blocks ठीक है, but आता नहीं है. They can't work.
Right? Absolutely.
So we felt कि यार ये 3 gap है. One is कि जिस direction में things are taking a turn, especially in business education, the way it is taught is not inspirational, or third is the pedagogy, okay, again, is not developing people into very effective business managers the day they start off. And so ye teen tha, there was reasonable conviction. We came up with a company. There were nice enough people who backed us. We don't talk about it at all, but we raised capital. We found a bunch of early backers, in Sama Capital and Whiteboard Capital, and both KB and Anshu are just amazing partners. I don't even call them investors because they are like partners. So capital also did not remain a friction. So idea tha, conviction thi, passion tha, purpose tha, paise bhi the, theek hai? So all came together, and we kind of started this with a bunch of other people from HUL. Yeah.
So जहाँ चाह है वहाँ राह है.
Yeah.
And I clearly see the conviction was there, and रास्ते खुलते गए.
Yes.
तो करण, ये ना मेरे दिमाग में एक क्वेश्चन आ रहा था जब आप बात कर रहे थे दैट एजुकेशन हाउ इम्पोर्टेंट इट इज़, एंड यू मस्ट बी डीलिंग विद यूथ ऑफ दिस कंट्री डे इन डे आउट, राइट? जब हमने MBA करा था ना, तो एक रेसिपी होती थी, इंजीनियरिंग कर लो, MBA कर लो, सक्सेसफुल बन जाओ. ठीक है, तो वो रेसिपी शायद अब रह नहीं गई है. रेसिपी छोड़ो, अब तो डेजिग्नेशन वो रह नहीं गई है. पहले the paths were pretty linear. Now the kind of designations we hear are very, very different.
Yeah.
The question I have for you is that how is the youth of today different from us 10 years, 20 years ago? What are you seeing?
Sure. So Gurneet, one of the privileges of doing this job is that we get to speak to a lot of young kids, right? Very few people know the Altera Institute, and in our journey of being a very reputed institute, you need to attract the highest quality or very high quality kids to your students to your institute. So I probably speak to 5,000 to 8,000 students every year in person. Okay, and we tell them about what we are doing at the institute, what's changing in the world around them. That's what we would do, like any other outreach that any other institute would do. But it's kept me fairly fresh on what's happening with kids around, right, or with students around. And there are some things that have not changed. I think kids today are equally ambitious. Okay, they want good things in life. They want to be successful, and success can have various dimensions. Somebody might want to do it for power, somebody might want to do it for fame, somebody might want to do it for money, or somebody might just want to do it for impact, which is how many lives you end up touching, right? Aapka reason different ho sakta hai, but I think everybody wants to be successful. I think that the bar for success, unfortunately, is set by social media these days, right? Because people spend 5-6 hours a day on their smartphones, right? So if essentially whatever you see on Instagram, YouTube, is what determines what you think about what success should look like, what is the bar, and how you are doing in life. Right? The unfortunate reality is social media पे, YouTube पे, वो जब किसी बच्चे का बी स्कूल से 70-80 लाख का CTC लगता है वो आता है, but जो 8, 10, 12, 14 लग रहा है वो कभी नहीं आता है, right? So a lot of people end up feeling that this is what everybody is doing. And you are the only one who's not doing it. And there is a bit of dissonance, as a result of it, right? So, but the bar is set. If I would argue the bar is set much higher than what it was when, say, I was growing up, and probably when you were growing up, it was different. The second thing which I do feel, I think, what people don't realize is people see this glamorization of success, the lifestyle that comes with it, the BTS that you would see, you see these engagements on every post that some of these successful people make. तो आपको पता है कि इसका success का impact बहुत है और use बहुत है. But you never see what happens behind the scenes. You don't see all the hours that person puts in. You don't see all the family functions that guy missed. The mornings that he woke up, to kind of do what he did, right? Like, so you don't see all of those, right? So those just get missed. So I think there is an expectation of success without fully understanding the effort that goes behind it, right? So essentially, I think people want success, which has not changed, but they want it much faster. Right?
And much easier, probably?
Yes, for some of them, okay. But when I look at students today, I see 2 or 3 things. I see far higher agency, right? Like, I had blinders, मेरा career path set था कि ऐसी करना है. But people today have a mind of their own. There are different options, as you said, and they are very willing to explore these options. They're very willing to try things out. So I see far higher agency. I see far higher self-confidence. I see a bunch of folks, most of the folks today know they're good at something, and they will have their place in the world, right? These 2 things are very different from what, I was when I was growing up. I was very unsure about, how I would be. I cared a lot about validation, कि यार उसको क्या लगेगा, मेरा boss खुश होना चाहिए, ठीक है? वो सब अब नहीं है, which is again a very, very good thing. I think this lack of realization of the effort that it takes to get there creates dissonance, right? आपको aspiration है, agency है, ठीक है, confidence है, okay, but unrealistic expectation hai of what it takes to get there. Okay. I think if you can bridge this, I think you will. I think the bunch today is just going to do far, far, far greater things than I could do at their age, for sure, right?
No, it's brilliant. But picking on the thing that you said, that social media is glamorizing success, right? And it's true for entrepreneurship as well, Karan. Everyone, I speak to wants to स्टार्टअप करना है, कर लेंगे, क्या करना है पता नहीं, स्टार्टअप करना है. सो that glamour of the startup world, and now the founders themselves are brands, so it's really glamorous, but nobody really talks about the grind behind the glamour. And I want you to talk about it, that it's not a bed of roses, right? What goes behind it to be doing what you are doing?
There's a lot that goes behind here, Gurneet. If you think about it, I always used to work hard.
Yeah.
But the last 2.5 years, I don't think I've worked harder ever in my life. Okay. You only have that much time in life. So it comes at there are trade-offs that you make with your time.
Yeah.
Okay. Which means that you see lesser of your family. You miss a lot more family functions. You miss parent-teacher meetings of your kids. Thankfully, I've not missed their birthday yet. Okay, I hope I don't have. It doesn't happen. But you kind of end up missing
Yeah.
some of these things. Why? Because you're giving all your time, energy, mind space to things that you do at work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The other thing is that most of the things will lead to failure because वो PMF क्या है is to say you go through a few journeys to figure out ये नहीं चल रहा to arrive at that one thing जो चल रहा
चल रहा
है,
है,
right?
right.
1 or 2, whatever that is, right?
Yeah.
But it's a journey.
Yeah.
But essentially that journey is built around experiencing failure and quickly moving in another
pivoting.
direction, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you experience a lot of failure, okay? Much more than what you had to in the past.
Yeah,
Right? Because remember, when
absolutely.
you were selling brands from one of India's top and most storied companies, it's not that difficult.
Yeah.
मुश्किल लगता था तब, but बाद में realize हुआ तो मुश्किल नहीं था, right? But
Yeah.
here, when you're trying to build a name for an institute, for education, it's very different. So you experience failure a lot more often. You experience more failures than success, but you have to love what you do for you to be able to
Yes.
go through it every single day
Yes.
and come back with the same energy, the same rigor,
Absolutely.
etc.
Absolutely.
Right? There's a saying that every startup was started by someone who felt that it'll be too easy and realized along the way that it wasn't. Right?
Yeah.
So it's not easy, but look, in our case, it's very, very satisfying.
Yes.
Because we wanted to do this, we wanted to create an impact, and thankfully, as we are now beginning to see, we are now 2.5 years in, and we are beginning to see the impact of what we are doing. It's gratifying. So I wouldn't have it any other way. But if somebody is doing it just for the glamour of it, they should take my words and not do it. Right?
Yeah.
You do it because you want to, solve
Yeah.
the problem that you're getting into it to solve.
Exactly. Exactly. And you need to have the right anchor as to why you are
Yes.
doing it. If it's just glamour, it will fade away.
Yeah. You can't go through it for a very long period of time because
Yes.
वो काफी test होगा तुम्हारा conviction.
Right. तो मतलब the message for the audience is कि करना है तो पहले ढूंढो कि क्या करना
Yes.
है, क्यों करना है, किसके लिए करना है,
Yeah.
and then give your heart and soul to it. And there's
Absolutely.
no easy way.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to ask yourself the question saying, am I okay doing this for the next 7 to 10 years without making money?
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. If your answer is yes, do it.
Yeah.
Okay, do it. There's no
Absolutely.
better time for entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
don't do it because you want to make money. And आपको लगता है इससे shortcut है to make money. वो नहीं होगा.
नहीं
मतलब,
होगा.
okay, हो सकता है.
Yeah.
But probabilistically, it's very low
और
probability.
आज
of
हो
happening.
जाएगा फिर वो कब तक चलेगा is also a question.
Absolutely.
So thanks Karan, बहुत ही मजा आया. I think whoever is watching this show, it's going to be that MBA का mini version which is available for our audience. So thank you for doing this. But before we let you go and wrap up this episode, I have a section which is a rapid fire section.
Oh, God.
And for lack of creativity, we are calling it turn the page but quickly. So let's
Okay.
get into it. Tell
I'll
me,
try my best to keep up, Gurneet. Yeah.
so a must-read book which you want to recommend our audience.
Sure. I'll probably mention two. One is When Breath Becomes Air by Paul Kalanithi. It's about, a neurosurgeon who goes through cancer and, he's documented his journey of going through. He doesn't survive at the end. So, and the second one is The Hard Thing About Hard Things. Of course, that's the go-to book for any entrepreneur and any person working in a startup.
Yeah. Next one, must-watch show or a movie.
My favorite movie of all time is Three Idiots. So for me, it is Three Idiots is the must-watch movie. And if there's one more, I would probably say The Last Dance. I think it's just beautifully documents Michael Jordan's mindset and those years and what he went through. Yeah.
Yeah. And with Three Idiots, that's the love for the movie that we share. All is going to be well.
Yes.
An influencer you want our people to follow.
Okay, Frederick Fernandez, okay, he writes on LinkedIn. He writes about FMCG because it's something I spent a lot of my time in. He is very, very insightful, so you should follow him. Yeah.
What is your non-negotiable mantra of life?
I think I kind of gave that away, but since we've already spoken about having to work hard to get something, so the other one I would say is a principle is not a principle till it hurts. It's only talk. A lot of us talk big things, but जब वो practice करने का time आता है, कुछ मुश्किल हो जाता है, then we quickly change it. Then it wasn't really a principle, right? It was just talk. So I think that's the other one. Yeah.
Yeah. And then how can I not, being a marketer, fit that in? That what is the wish that you have for our channel, Turn the Page?
Look, keep inspiring. Okay, I think where India is, there's, as you said, there's a lot of shows or a lot of people covering entrepreneurs, but that's not just the one way to make an impact or the only path to happiness or success.
Yeah.
The country needs entrepreneurs and the country needs managers. Okay,
Yes.
and there will be far, far, far more managers than entrepreneurs, right? Like, so if your show can keep inspiring people to do better at whatever they're doing and be happy, in their own
Absolutely.
unique journeys, I think just keep inspiring people and just keep making them feel happier about what they're doing. I think that would be my wish for you and the show.
Thank you, Karan. Thank you for doing this show.
Pleasure's all
Lovely.
mine. Yeah.
It was lovely. But before we let you go, you have to give us a question which we will ask our future podcast guests, which is going to inspire our audience and really, really motivate them to be happy, to continue the path, and to be secure in whatever they are doing. So if you can leave a question.
You want me to say it or you want me to?
Just write it down for us,
Okay.
because it's going to be an anonymized question for our future guests.
Got it. Let me just write this down. Here you go.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So keep watching our channel for many such conversations. Do write in comments what you loved about this talk. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Watch out for more. And while you do that, turn the page.